Well, I honestly gotta say, I didn't expect it to come to this. I thought San Diego Studios and Sony were different. I didn't think they'd go the EA route and absolutely shill hard for microtransactions and card-based game modes, but here we are, left with the charred corpse of what was once a great game mode with the newest installment of Road to the Show. Now, before the release, I didn't pre-order or anything, so I didn't get the early access. I saw the internet posts, and I didn't want to believe what they were saying. I didn't want to believe they messed it up this bad, but here we are. Where do we even start? How about this? They've gone the 2K route of only being able to have your created player look one way, no matter if it's for a different save file or not. It's all tied to your online profile. So if you want to make a short and stubby catcher in one save, and then in another, you want to make a tall fireballer pitcher, well, too fucking bad. They have to look identical. There's also the fact that the draft and the pre-draft showcase game have been completely removed from the equation, pulling the addition by subtraction move right out of Madden's playbook, and instead now you just get to choose your team that you want to be on right off the bat, or it just randomly puts you on one. Kind of like what they did before, but with a lot less, substance. Really good for the immersion factor of the game mode. And God forbid you're one of the people that just doesn't give a shit or just doesn't have the time for the mindless grind of Diamond Dynasty. If this applies to you, well, go f yourself. If you're not a Diamond Dynasty guy and you're just a Road to the Show player, and the first thing you do when you get the game is boot up your favorite game mode, you're not going to be able to edit, customize, or do anything to your player, because all of that is no longer a part of Road to the Show. It's now a feature in your online profile. Being able to manufacture the career you want and being able to write your own story is also seemingly a feature of the past, as now you're introduced as a two-way player in every single save you make, and you don't have a choice in the matter. What? You don't want to be a two-way player? Something so rare that we've barely seen it even occur between Babe Ruth and Shohei Ohtani in a span of 100 years? Well, too fucking bad. Player progression is also absolutely gutted in order to keep players more balanced for Diamond Dynasty and the online experience. They brought back the hard stat caps, eliminated the knuckleball entirely, and of course they added in the new perk system, in which you have to unlock these perks and couple them with equipment, both acquired via stubs, to make your player even somewhat bearable to use. And the worst part about all of this is, it's completely unnecessary. These changes were made to tie the new ball player system into Diamond Dynasty, which A, no one really asked for, and B, didn't have to result in the absolute gutting of the game mode. I really didn't expect MLB The Show to go the route of ruining single player modes to try and drive the player base to the online focused ones. I just kind of expected them to leave them alone and not improve anything at all. But actively taking away features was not something I thought they'd ever do, and the fact is, it's absolutely embarrassing. It's really obvious why they're doing it, especially with the potential revenue of 2 console player bases worth of microtransactions on the table, and the simple fact is, not everyone wants to play Diamond Dynasty. Personally, I don't dislike it, I just don't have the time to grind it 24/7, so it doesn't appeal to me. And since I don't have the time, I'm definitely not going to be spending any of my real life money on digital game currencies that have no real value. When I was a kid, I loved it, but where I'm at today, the whole mode just doesn't really appeal to me, and I don't care about playing the game competitively either. I don't care about trying to collect every card, and I don't really care about mindlessly grinding for digital accomplishments that in a year's time are nothing. And I know for a fact I'm not the only one that feels this way, and I know I'm not the only one that plays the game to just kick back and relax, and Road to the Show was honestly a big part of that. I love being able to just load up my big switch hitting slugger or fireballing starter and just play the game and escape into that fantasy world for a bit, trying to chase down a ring and get some nice stats along the way. Now it feels like Road to the Show is just a means to an end to continue that mindless online grind. It's been stripped of what's made it engaging and fun in the first place, and rather than taking the opportunity of having all the new hardware to let us put more of our personality into the players, San Diego Studios doubled down in the wrong direction and stripped any and all personality that was already there. It's boring, it's not fun. If you're primarily a Road to the Show player, there's absolutely no reason to buy this game. The Show 20, while not being the best iteration of the game mode, is still miles ahead of its successor, and on the PS5, it runs well enough. Now, I do have to give credit where credit's due. San Diego Studios has come out and said they're gonna fix a bunch of issues in Road to the Show right now. For example, the whole thing about creating your player, they're going to be moving that back to Road to the Show. They're going to be buffing the progress you make so it's not absolutely you know, just terrible to try and get your player to a higher level. They're going to make the loadouts actually work properly, and all in all making it a little more bearable and making it so you don't have to play Diamond Dynasty to get good at Road to the Show. And you know what? Respect. I didn't think they'd do it. Sad to say, but I really think they were going to double down on this and just tell everyone, you know, eat shit, fuck you, this is how it is now. But I guess I'm just a cynic. But while they did go in the right direction here, it's still a very troubling trend in the entire industry, not just sports games, everything, where they will push profits as the bottom line over everything else, over quality, over fun, and to an extent, listen, I get it. You want to make money. You want to maximize the potential profit you make in a game, but at what expense? It's not the first time these sports games have innovated by removing features that have been present for years and just adding them in a couple years and calling it new, and that's not what I want to happen to this franchise. As someone that's been playing for damn near 11 years now, and that's seen where Madden has gone, where FIFA has gone, and where NHL has gone, I do not want it to follow in those footsteps. If anything, next year, have a separate Road to the Show that's not connected to Diamond Dynasty, where you can just do whatever the hell you want, or throw in that park type game mode I mentioned months ago if you want to have a reason to actually grind it and connect these two game modes in the first place. Because like 2 months in, no one's going to use the creative players in Diamond Dynasty anyway. There's going to be so many better cards out that it's just kind of pointless. So at the end of the day, they did all of this to Road to the Show for about a month and a half to 2 months of people using custom players online. I don't see any real positives there. This whole thing could have been executed so much better, but it feels like they just took the laziest possible route, messing up the game's most iconic and popular mode for basically nothing. And again, while they have said they're going to patch some of these things up for this year, there's no real incentive for them to stop moving in this direction, and I think next year is going to be a big make or break for how they handle this. Will it be more like the old version? Will they double down on this online connection? And will they do it in a good way? These are all very important questions if you're a fan of MLB The Show, because if you're like me, you don't want it to become the next Madden. And now, on both consoles, they see all this potential revenue, and I feel like that's exactly where they're going. But only time will tell. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more MLB The Show content. Let me know in the comments down below, what do you think of how they managed Road to the Show this year? Are you a fan? Do you love it? Do you hate it? I want to hear your opinions down below. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for being so lazy the last few weeks. I'll get off my ass. I'll get some videos out there. And yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Love y'all. Peace.